want a lot for Christmas.
Oh God, all right. No, let's just do watches. We can't do DJing, fuck this. Bang. Welcome back. Andrew here from Time+Tide. Today we are running through the best watches of 2021 by price points using our handy magazine as a guide. I am not going to flick through this idly and waste your time because I've already chosen my top 10. 5 have already been out. Second 5 about to start. However, there's some ceremonies to run through. Number 1, what are you wearing? It matters deeply to me what you're wearing on your wrist because that's what we like to talk about. There's always stories, there's always something. So tell me the stories, tell me what you're wearing, and also tell me what your choice is from these 10 watches we're choosing over 2 videos for the best watches under $1,000. I am wearing, guess what? The Doxa Pacific Sub 600T Time+Tide edition in a very, very blue. Do you like it? What do you think? What are you wearing? Because it's for us in Australia, it's getting summery. And it's also getting to a point where we've got to buy gifts for the people we love. And really, if I'm honest, my kind of budget's $1,000. So let's go the second 5. Number 1, watches to buy under $1,000 from 2021. Again, it's another micro brand. And if Baltic wasn't hot enough, consider Furlan Marri. Now this is a brand that was a Kickstarter sensation that has gone on to sell. This is absolutely not an error on our part. 4,450 watches since they founded the company, what seems like yesterday. Now, a lot of these watches are fetching big premiums on the seconds market, but this watch that we've selected here is still available. It's around the 750 Australian dollar mark. It uses a Seiko VK-94 movement, and it has that classic bicompax chronograph dial design. So Furlan Marri, again, summing up what's so exciting about micro brands, has to be in the list. Number 2, our favorite Italians, Unimatic, another micro brand that has used the platform of a watch like this, the U1 Classic, to launch so many exciting collaborations. Now, you've probably seen a lot of these different colored variations and a lot of interesting partners that they've worked with to off this platform, but kind of nothing beats the Classic in some ways. This is the U1 Classic. It's quite a thick watch at 13.4 millimeters. It's 41.5 diameter, and the price is at that $620 US mark. So again, a minimalistic, tough looking tool watch that looks fantastic on NATO, that in a very short amount of time has become a recognizable design across the room. You can't ask for more than that, definitely in the top 10. Now change up to a big box brand at number 3. This is Swatch. I'm not nominating one of the Swatch Peanuts watches, I'm nominating all of them. If there's one thing I learned at Dubai Watch Week in the last couple of weeks, it's that collectibles are still hot. And it's something to consider. If you're going to think about building a collection that might appreciate, things like the Peanuts collection from this year, if you bought all of them, you're still under the $1,000 budget. But it's something that incorporates fun. It incorporates, in this collection, we have 4 watches at 41 millimeters and 2 watches at 34 millimeters in diameter. So it's going to be probably acceptable for your kids, for lots of people in your life. It's a fun way to play. It's not gonna break the bank, and you never know, in 10 years, this might be worth something. Number 4, Seiko. Now, this was a collection that got a lot of attention this year. We've called it the Black Ops Dive Watch Collection. And it was the first collection to have a tuner in it that made me really sit up and say, I think it might be time for me to tuner. Look at this watch. It's a whopping 46 millimeters in diameter, but its lug to lug is practically 46 millimeters as well, because the bracelet basically attaches straight to the side of the case. So you do have this little tuner can of quartz-powered time-keeping joy on your wrist. And everything about this watch appealed to me at the time. And you know what? At the time I said a Samurai would be my choice out of that collection. Because the tuner is so different and so weird, let's be honest, this is my choice actually. This is the one that makes the top 10. And price for this little can of joy is 755 Australian dollars. Number 5, we have another micro brand that has caught everybody's attention, and this time it's through outrageous use of color. This is Studio Underdog, who came to our attention for 2 models in particular, this watermelon design and the desert sky design, and a third panda called the Goofy Panda. So the asking price for this colorful collection is $450 US per watch. It's another thing that looks so great in complement in terms of the three. But if I was to pick one, it's always going to be the watermelon first, closely followed by the desert sky. Both of them are really inventive colorways, and again, so cheerful, and they really ignited people's imagination. It's been quite hard to get. So again, this gold rush around micro brands is not stopping, and that's a perfect watch to close out the first price segment. Don't forget to tell us what you're wearing today and why. If there's a good story, always tell us that. And also, which of these 10 watches would you spend your hard-earned money on? That's the question. I've bought quite a few of these watches, so I've already thrown down. What about you? Have you bought any? Tell us below. We have more price points to come. Next up is $1,000 to $5,000. I'm sure there'll be some way to click straight onto that. Hope you're having a great festive season, and see you in the next price bracket.